So we are unable to post the general entries.
Yeah.
So because of some server issue. So still the server is not resolved.
Oh,
So some developer is working on that. So no problem. So we will continue with the next topic. So the accounts payable topic. Okay. So the general entries. So maybe tomorrow we will try to post. So it just 20 to 30 minutes of time, not more than that.
Okay.
Okay. And we don't want to waste our time. So because of that entries posting. So we will continue on the next topic. Okay. So our next topic is the accounts payable. So the third chapter. Where is my accounts payable? Yeah, this is our next topic, accounts payable. Okay. So basically, so out of the 9 chapters in our training, so we completed first chapter. So this is small chapter, that is enterprise structure, and later we are
um,
done with the GL.
your voice is flickering. I'm not very sure if it is a problem from my.
What about you, Rakshana? So did you
I'm
get my
able to
voice?
hear you. Yeah.
So I think maybe so you have some network issue, Giri. Even your voice is
From my side, you were saying? From my
yeah,
side?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Please go ahead. I'll see. Otherwise, I'll,
Yeah.
disconnect and rejoin.
Please. Okay. So in general ledger accounting, so we completed most of the things, but the general entries is pending. Okay. And now,
Mhm.
so we going with the third topic. So that is the accounts payable topic.
Okay.
So before we going into this topic, the accounts payable chapter, see basically we need to know the major difference between ECC versus SAP S4 HANA. So the very important change, especially in the accounts payable and accounts receivable chapter, the
Mhm.
business partner is the main change. Okay, what is this business partner and why the SAP S4 HANA is introduced? What is the advantages and what are the disadvantages because of this BP? No, there is no BP concept in ECC. So that and all things we will discuss firstly and later. So we are going with this chapter. Okay. So for that purpose, I will open one slide. So the business partner slide, one material. Where is that one? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, especially in the SAP S4 HANA side, so the change. So the new change is this one only in terms of accounts payable and accounts receivable topic. So what do you mean by business partner? So basically,
Sorry to interrupt again. I'm not very sure. Uh, Rachna, you're able to see anything on the screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, I think then it's a problem from my side again. I'm able to listen to you clearly, but unfortunately, I'm unable to see anything on
uh,
the screen.
okay.
Right,
What
right.
about
Go ahead.
my
I'll
voice,
see.
Rakshana?
Yeah, yeah,
So
that
is
is
it clear?
perfectly clear now.
I
Yeah, yeah.
can hear.
Me
Yeah.
also, it is clear now.
Okay. Okay. So
Mm.
basically, what do you mean by business partner? The business partner is nothing but so any person which is associated with the business, simply we call as a business partner. Okay.
Okay.
So the very important point is even in ECC also we have business partner concept. So this is not a new concept in the SAP S4HANA system. But the point is in earlier ECC we used this concept only in the these two applications, especially the FSCM and the treasury risk management and the SRM and GTS modules and the CRM as well. So these are all the tools, especially in the ECC system, ECC software. Okay. So earlier,
Okay.
what happened in the ECC? So when it comes to the sales module, the sales and distribution module, we created the customer. Okay. And in the materials management module, we created the vendor. Okay. But when it comes to the this point of view, for a simple our understanding, I will consider this one. See, the customer is also part of CRM as well. Why? Because CRM is nothing but customer relationship management. So in the
Okay.
CRM tool also, we need to maintain whatever the customer we created in the SD module, we need to maintain in CRM module as well. Why? Because we can see the how the relationships is building between the customer and business, and we can see some reports how much of things we sold to the customer and what is the pending balances. So this and all we can see in the CRM tool, right? But the
Mm.
point is earlier in ACC, in CRM, the customer we created as a BP, business partner.
Mm.
Okay. So in SAP ECC system, the core system, so we called as a customer in the SD module. But in the ECC, the different component like CRM, so we maintained this customer as a business partner. Okay. So
Okay.
especially once we sell some products to the customers, so basically the collections, it means the amount collection and all taken care by the collection management. So collection management is the part of FSCM module. Okay, so this is not part of SD module. Why? Because the SD module is the responsible for the sales. So once the sales transaction done, the SD module work is completed. So the next one, so to collect the amount from the customer is taken care and is part of the collection management. Again, that collection management is part of FSCM tool earlier in ECC. Okay. So again in FSCM, the customer we created as a business partner. So because of this one, what happened in ECC? So we faced many reconciliation issues. Why? So the reason is, say for example, there is a one customer in SD module, so the SD team is maintained some details here. Suddenly, so there is a one option. Like for example, we maintained so and so bank details in the customer master data by the SD team. Okay, and once we done some sales, so the customer is said the customer is informed to our SD team. So please change my bank account details. Why? Because he's changed his bank because of some reasons. So that time what happened? This bank details updation and all done by the sales team. But this transaction, this changes is not reflected in the business partner in the FSCM module or the business partner in the CRM tool. Why? Because in earlier, these are all the different tools, my dear friends. Okay,
Okay.
so that time what happened? The bank details what we maintained in the SD module is different, and the bank details what we can maintain in the BP in FSCM module or CRM in BP, that is different. So in that case, so we faced n number of reconciliation issues. Why? Because the customer is said and the customer is updated to the sales team. We paid so and so amount, but the FSCM module, so they said no, we didn't collect any money from the customer. Why? Because this module have the old bank account of the customer. They checked the bank account, how much of amount we received so and so customer, so and so bank account. So in this case, obviously, this details is not reflected, right? Why? Because the customer is changed the bank details. So, because of this kind of scenarios, earlier we faced n number of reconciliation issues in the ECC system. Okay, so
Okay.
for our simple understanding, I said only one example, but we have many examples where we got many reconciliation issues in the ECC systems. So, to avoid this reconciliation issues, the SAP S4HANA comes with the new solution. What is that solution? So the in the SAP S4HANA system, so first we need to create the business partner centrally for all components under the business partner. So whatever the sales team wants to create the customer or whatever the materials management team creates the vendor, or even the employees is also we created under the business partner. It means in the SAP S4HANA system also we have a different tools like we have FSCM, TRM, or we have embedded EWM, or we have there is a customer management, or there is a credit management in FSCM, there is a sales, or there is a purchasing. See, these are all the different tools in the SAP S4HANA system. But the solution is we need to create the business partner as a central component. It means we can maintain the business partner across all the modules. We can create unique business partner, and within this business partner, we can create the customers and vendor. So in this SAP S4HANA system, we don't have any reconciliation issues. Why? Because something is changed in the customer master data, it is automatically reflected in the BP, and something we
Mm.
changed in the vendor master data, it is automatically reflected in the BP. Why? Because these are all the internal components here. But earlier what happened, you can see here. So the FSCM TRM, we created BP separately, and in CRM, we created BP separately. In sales, we created separately customer, and in MM, we created the vendor separately. So this time we faced a number of reconciliation issues. So to clear up that issue, so the BP we created as centrally, and within the BP we created customer and vendor. Is it clear, both of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the main need why the SAP S4HANA. So they centralized the business partner concept. This is the logic. So while we attended the interview, even we will expect this question also. So the interviewer is asked why the SAP S4HANA is put business partner as mandatory across the different tools. So that
Mm.
time you need to explain this answer, this explanation. Okay, so this is the evaluation. Next point. So now you can see the business partner. So we have a in the business partner, the structure you can see here. So the business partner, we have different BP categories. It means we can create the business partner as organization, or we can create the business partner as single person, or we can create the business partner as a group. And in the business partner, we can maintain the multiple roles such as customer, vendor, and even customer also sales customer, FI customer, vendor also MM vendor, FI vendor. We can create multiple roles. Even employee also we can create the business partner. And
Mm.
the general data, whatever the general data we maintain in the business partner, basically this general data shared across different roles. Why? Because the general data and all we will maintain the centrally, and we have multiple addresses also. Like for example, if you want to maintain some customer shipping point address, or some delivery address, or some billing address, or whatever it is, we can create multiple addresses as well in the business partner concept. And we
Mm.
have time dependent addresses as well. This is the very important point. So because of this point only, earlier we faced a number of reconciliation issues in ECC, especially the bank datas and the relationships. So this and all, so it's always time dependent addresses, and these things and all we will maintain centrally in the business partner. And the relationship between the BPs, so again there is a contact of person, and there is a service provider. So likewise, even we will maintain the relationships as well. And there is a
What is that
harmonized,
basically?
yeah. See, for example,
Con-
while we created the one business partner as a one person, so how
mm.
this person is related to our business? Is it contact person for, or is it service provider for the business, or what exactly? What is the relationship between the
Okay.
business partner and our business? We will maintain
Mm-hmm.
that relationships as well. So earlier we
Mm.
don't have this option. Okay. So next one. So there is a harmonized architecture across applications as well. So even this is the point what I said earlier. So we have ECC, we maintained these things, right, separately. But in the SAP S4HANA system, we maintained completely in the centrally. So that is the harmonized architecture across applications. And there is strategic object model as well in the SAP S4HANA system. See, this is the key structure of the business partner. Okay. Next point.
Okay.
So next, the business partner, simply we are categorized into three. So one is a person, and the second is organization, and third is group. So especially, so business partner we can create as a private person. It means any one single person is associated with the business. We can create that person as a business partner, or any company or subsidiary company or the legal entity forms or the legal forms or the industries and all. So when we created these things and all, we need to select this category, the organization category, and the group also. So when we created the BP, so if you want to see, I will show you as well. So if I go to my system, you can see here. So there is a person, organization, and a group. So basically, this is the three categories we can create the business partner. 2 minutes, friends.
No problem.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. So, for example, if you want to create some households, or if you want to create some joint residences, or if you want to create some trust, or if you want to create something, so as a business partner, we need to choose this option, the group option. Okay. Next one. So now you can see the business partner, we have different roles, like business partner may be supplier, business partner may be customer or contact person or employee or prospect or service performer or whatever it is. These are all, so is the different roles in BP. So now you can see the business partner relationships. So already I told you what is the relationship with us. So when we created here, you can see here, there is a relationships option. So
Mm.
even in BP also, if I selected this one, so you can see here. So maintain relationships. So we can create the relationships as well. Okay.
In the, like if I take for instance, in the
Mm,
AP module, a business partner could be vendor, and I'm taking the other side,
correct, correct, correct.
AR module, a
Customer.
business partner could be customer.
Correct.
And similarly, if it is you know what is that says, where the salary come, payroll, it is an
Employee.
employee.
Yeah,
Got it. Yeah.
correct. Okay. So now you can see the categories, roles, and relationships. So there is a company and there is some Miss Miller, and we can see how the company. So in company we have BP general address, payment data, and customer. So we can maintain shipping condition, Incoterms, and sales area. So Miss Miller. So it means when we created the business partner. So one company, when we created the business partner within that company, what is that? So in general role, we need to maintain the this details. In customer role, we need to maintain these details. And again, in customer roles, we need to maintain these details. Okay. And when we created the individual person, so we need to create BP general roles and all, and we need to maintain the contact person, the correspondences and languages and all also we need to maintain. Next point. So this is the screen. So I will show you. So even we need to create one business partner also. So that time you can see here, this is the screen, how it looks like. So same thing here. Okay. So in upcoming after we need to maintain some settings, some prerequisite configurations. After that, we will create the business partner as well. Okay. And within that business partner, we can create the vendor and we will make some transactions to the vendors as well. So that time I will show you these things. And again, so there is a customer vendor integration. So like CVI, so customer as a vendor or vendor as a customer. So sometimes, so we have scenario, right, in the real time. So we procured some materials from the vendor. At the same time, we sell our finished product to the vendor. So in this case, vendor is a customer as well. Am I correct or not? So these things also we can achieve in the business partner. And this is the very important. So the synchronization, how the BP is synchronization with the customer master data or vendor master data. So whatever you can see here in the orange box, this is the ECC system and this is the SAP S/4HANA system. See, in earlier ECC system, what happened? So the customer and vendor master data we maintain as a leading object. And in the background object, we maintain the business partner. Okay, so in this case, the direction is customer to BP, vendor to BP. Okay, and when it comes to the SAP S/4HANA system, so the leading object is the business partner, and the background object is customer or vendor. It means the BP is the main component. So BP to customer direction and BP to vendor. So this is the key difference between ECC to SAP S/4HANA system. Is it clear this point? Very important point. How the
Yes.
customer vendor integration synchronization in happens in ECC systems and as well as in the SAP S/4HANA system. So
Yeah.
earlier we are giving
Earlier it was
main,
all scattered.
yeah,
Now it is
yeah,
centralized.
exactly. And earlier we are giving more importance to the customer master data, vendor master data, and the background object we can create a business partner. But now we need to give the first priority to the business partner. It means first we need to create the business partner. Later, inside the business partner, if you want, you can create the customer master data, or if you want, you can create the vendor master data, or if you want to create the employee master data, or whatever it is, you can create inside the business partner. Okay,
Okay.
next point. So the first topic is over. So next, second unit. So how the customer vendor integration synchronization steps in the system. So technically, how the synchronizations is happens. So this is the technical part. So we don't worried about how the synchronization is happened technically. Okay, so we more concentrate on the functional part. Okay, so these and all programs is already developed inside the system. So we don't worried about these technical parts. And even so, there is a concept like preparation of number assignment. See, in earlier ECC, so we have a one customer number and we have a different business partner numbers. See, likewise, we have the different options, friends. In the SAP S/4HANA system, so we can maintain same number, BP number, and customer number as same, or we can create BP number is different and customer number is different also. So we have two options in the SAP S/4HANA system. It means if you want to maintain same number for the business partner and customer master data, we will maintain. Okay, so otherwise, if you want to maintain different number for the business partner and customer, see, whenever we created the business partner and whenever we created the inside the business partner customer, the system generates the two numbers, friends. So one number is for the BP, another number is for the customer. I will show you in upcoming classes. I will show you. So once we created one BP, so I will show you how the system generate BP number and as well as how the system generates the vendor number or customer number.
Yeah.
But we have a option in SAP S/4HANA. It means so the business wants to maintain same numbers. So we can maintain same numbers. Or if the business wants to maintain different numbers, we can maintain the different numbers. Next point. So preparation check reports and all. So this is the technical part. So we don't require these technical things and all. Okay. So these are all the technical points. So even I will share this material. So once this class is completed, so please go through this material at
Yeah.
least one time and try to understand some points. So next point. So the next third point, how accelerations is happened. So this is also the technical part. Okay. So once this class is completed, so please go through this material and try to understand these images. It's very easy. Okay. So nothing is difficult. Many points and tools framework and enhancements also. So even in the business partner data, we have some tools. So within the tools also, so we can do the enhancements as well. Like for example, if your business is asking the different business data tools, so that time, so we will maintain these things as well. So it's basically like in this case, for example, while we created one customer master data, so you can see, so there is one tab. Inside the tab, your business is looking some field, some new field. So this is common even in ECC different master data also. So we can maintain these fields and all. These are all we call as a user exists. Okay. So same thing in the SAP S/4HANA business partner also we can change it. The screens or any new fields if the business is looking, we can add it. So again, so there is a screen control, how the business partner role and all. So technically how the screen is controlled by the one by one. And you can see, so if you want to maintain our own module or our own view or whatever it is, we can do whatever the business is looking. So we will maintain the enhancements as well. So there is some G nodes for the integration G field into the business partner transaction. So once we implemented this SAP note also, so we can achieve it. Next
Okay.
topic. So the SAP CRM integration with SAP S/4HANA integration. So earlier I said, right, CRM is a different tool and the core SAP is a different tool. So, but when it comes to the SAP S/4HANA, all tools is integrated with the SAP S/4HANA system. Either it is CRM or either it is SCM or either it is FSCM or either it is TRM. All the technical, all the tools which is integrated with the SAP S/4HANA system. So there is no confusion and there is no reconciliation issues in the SAP S/4HANA system. Okay. So this is also very, very important point. Earlier, we don't have this much of integration. Okay. So the tools and all we use it differently. But when it comes to the SAP S/4HANA system, so we integrated all the tools like this. So once you see this images, once you open this material, usually you will understand what is these things and how they did. So they prepared this content very clearly. Next one. So basically, we know, so in the real-time projects environment, so basically the master data and all maintained by the MDG consultants, master data governance consultants or MDM consultants, master data maintenance team consultants, right? So
Yeah.
even this is also, we can see the decentralized hub in the SAP S/4HANA system. Like the SAP MDG is the central component and within this hub, we are connected to the all the tools in the SAP S/4HANA system like SAP SCM, SuccessFactors, Ariba, CRM, ERP, Hybris, and Cloud for customers. So it
Okay.
means if it means anything, any changes is happened in the master data level changes, it will reflect to all these fields, all tools.
Tools.
Yeah. Next one. So especially this is the single source of truth, especially the SAP S/4HANA MDG. So it is connected to the all the tools. Same information. So you can see it here how the integration is done and how the data is replicated. Okay. So these are all the common points you can see here in the SAP S/4HANA MDG, BP, and all. Once you see these images, easily you will understand what is these things. And employee data into business partner. So already I told you. So majorly in the SAP S/4HANA system. So we will create the three persons as a business partner, majorly customers, vendors, and as well as employees. Why? Because employee is also business partner. Why? Because the employee is working for the business and we need to pay salary to the employee, correct?
Mm.
So in that case, so the employee data also we can maintain like this. So there is a SAP HANA cloud integration. Even the HCM tools also, the SAP ERP HCM tool also, we are connecting with the help of cloud integration tools. So this is the connecting point. You can see the success factors, whatever the data we maintain by the employees and the SAP ERP HCM as well. And everything is connected. And even you can see with the help of ALE, application linking enabling. So technically how these things we maintain inside the system. Next point. So in these images also they explain very clearly how the target design in the SAP S/4HANA system as well. So likewise. Okay. So that's it. So please go through this material. Okay. So easily you will understand.
Okay.
But the very important point is whatever I explained the first 10 minutes. So that is the very, very important. Why the SAP S/4HANA introduced the BP? What are the major challenges we faced in the ECC system? And what is the advantage by introducing the SAP S/4HANA system? And these points you need to remember. So
Okay.
if you are
Yeah.
clear with this one, so that is more than enough. And
Mm.
again, so regarding this one also, so whatever I explained until now, so we have one video. So in my YouTube channel, even I will share that link. So whenever you have time, so just you can go through that video as well. So in that video also I explained same points only, but maybe so the duration it's nearly 45 minutes, but now our class duration is 35 minutes. Maybe I missed some points. Hmm, where is that one? Yeah, this one, 43 minutes. I think I explained all the points, but anyway, so if you want to know about these things also, you can go through this video. Why a business partner mandatory in the SAP S/4HANA system?
Mm.
Okay. So is it clear? So can we move to accounts payable topic?
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So very important, friends. Whenever we attended the interview, so we will expect n number of questions, whatever I explained until now. So from
Mm.
the topics, and even you have some clear-cut picture why we have the business partner in the SAP S/4HANA system. Okay, so now we are going into the third chapter, the accounts payable chapter. So accounts payable is nothing but so we know any transactions related to the payables like suppliers, vendors, especially the procure to pay cycle comes into the accounts payable topic.
Yeah.
So in accounts payable topic, we need to know some points, the basic points. So there is a payment term in SAP. So payment term is nothing but there is some terms and conditions between the company and vendor. So while we are procuring some raw materials from the vendor, so the company is not paid immediately amount to the vendor. So the company is taking some credit or how the vendor is offered, how many days, 30 days, 45 days, or maybe sometimes the vendor is offered some cash discount as well, like 2%, 3%, 5%. If you pay immediately, so then the vendor is giving some cash discounts as well. So likewise, the payment term is the very, very important thing. So the payment term is nothing but the terms and conditions between the company and the vendor. to make the payments when we buy any materials from the supplier or vendor. And vendors and suppliers, of course, you know what do you mean by vendor and supplier. So whatever the raw materials we are procured. So basically the raw materials providers simply we call as vendor or supplier. And again, we need to know the vendor groups as well. So while we are working in the real time environment, so we are grouping some group of persons in the vendors like domestic vendor, foreign vendor, one time vendor, service vendor, goods vendor. So likewise, we are grouping some similar nature of vendors as well. So next, we need to know number ranges. So number ranges anywhere in SAP, the same concept. So the number ranges is helpful to provide the numbers automatically. Whenever we created any vendor master data, so that the system needs to generate the numbers. So because of that, we maintain the number ranges. Simple concept, entire SAP. So whenever we maintain any transactional data or any master data, so we need to maintain the number ranges. And whatever the number ranges we maintain, same that numbers only provide by the system.
Mm.
Next, we need to know the vendor master data as well. So in upcoming, so once we started our configuration and once we did our prerequisite settings, next, so we created the vendor master data only. Okay. And again, the BP, so especially in the SAP S/4HANA, see, these are all the common for ECC and ECC. But when it comes to the SAP S/4HANA, we know we need to know the BP as well. So that one only I explained until now. Okay, the business partner.
Okay.
Next point. So same concept, friends, in accounts payable. So any transactions related to the payables, and when it comes to the accounts receivable, any transactions related to the receivables, like customers. Whatever the transactions we did to the customers, we call as the accounts receivable. Even in our next chapter is this one only. And even once you understand this chapter, so you will understand automatically this chapter as well. But in accounts payable, we dealt with the vendors, and in accounts receivable, we dealt with the customers. Only that is the difference. Remaining
Right.
all are same. Okay. So again, in customers also, we maintain different groups like domestic customer, foreign customer, one-time customer, service customer. Everything is same. So the number ranges also we need to maintain, and customer master data also we need to create. Okay. Next point. So we need to understand a subledger concept. So this is the very, very important point. Reconciliation account. So did you observe or not, whenever we created any customer master data or vendor master data in SAP, especially when we created the finance related customer or finance related vendor, so we need to maintain this reconciliation account. So what do you mean by reconciliation account? So any idea, Rakshana?
Usually, if we are reconciling, we use reconciliation account in
Mm,
cash and bank.
mm,
I don't know if that is the
So
same. We use
in
it like a
AP, yeah,
clearing account.
in
mm.
AP concept, we use it to reconcile my ledger with customer's ledger or vendor's ledger. I show
Mm.
a balance of 10,000. I
Mm.
make sure that he is also showing the same balance. If there is a difference, I will need to understand whether I have not marked any payment or he has not marked any invoice.
Okay. Okay. Okay, no problem. See, simple. See, there is a concept. So, like for example, when we prepare the balance sheet, see, usually we have these headings, right? So we have accounts payable. This is the current liability. Am I correct? And where it comes to the accounts receivable, this is the current asset. Am I correct or not?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But where it comes to the explanation side, accounts receivable. So whatever you can see any balances or any figure from the accounts payable heading in the balance sheet or from the accounts receivable figure in the balance sheet. So could you please tell me, is it relates to the single person or is it relates to the complete vendors of the of our business?
It relates to complete vendors or suppliers or service providers of the business.
Very good. See, let's say for example, we have 1,000 vendors. Okay. So this 1,000 vendors, whatever the outstanding amount, it means we need to pay in future after 20 days or after 30 days. Let's say consider we have here 2 crores. So 2 crores we need to pay. So this 2 crores figure only we can see in the accounts payable. Am I correct or not? So it means whatever the figure we saw in the balance sheet, so this belongs to the complete vendors in our organization. This is not related to the single vendor. Okay. So this one only, but the point is in the balance sheet, we can see the 2 crores figure. But inside this 2 crores, again, this 2 crores belongs to the this 1,000 vendors. Like we need to pay some vendor 5,000, some vendor 10,000, some vendor 1 lakh, or some vendor 20,000, or whatever it is. That is the individual balances of the vendors. So these individual balances of vendor or customer or whatever it is. So how we connect it to the total amount of the accounts payable. So here the mediator is the recon account.
Mm.
So it means with the help of the recon account, so we maintained our individual balances. It means we grouping these balances into this heading, the accounts payable heading. So this is the main concept of recon account and how we can achieve these things. See here, so individual vendors, we maintain as a sub ledger and the accounts payable we maintain as a main ledger. So this is the sub ledger and main ledger concept. So I will show you whenever we created the any vendor master data into the system in upcoming classes. So before that, we created one recon account. That recon account is nothing but accounts payable GL account. So same this GL account, whatever the vendors we created, for all the vendors, we need to give this same this accounts payable recon account. So
Mm.
this way, all vendors is connected to this accounts payable. Okay, so in practical classes, I will tell you very clearly. But theoretically, this is the meaning of the reconciliation account. So very, very important topic. Is it clear
Yeah.
or any doubt? Sorry, is it clear, Rakshana?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. Suddenly it
okay.
got blocked out for me. I don't know. Yeah, now I'm back.
Okay. So next, even we need to know correspondences as well. The correspondence is nothing but, see, for example, whenever we make some payment to the vendors, so once the payment is done, it means once we credited so and so amount to the vendor, so we are the responsible person to inform to that vendor with the help of some payment advice note. So likewise, in accounts payable and in accounts receivable, we have different type of forms we need to maintain, like account statement form and the payment advice note form or the customer the dunning form. So likewise, we need to maintain different types of forms as well. Why? Because whenever we make the payment to the vendor, so again, so we are the responsible to send one acknowledgement along with the payment. So these things and all comes under the correspondences. And the next one, payment method. So this is also very, very important topic. Even inside this topic, we need to know about the automatic payment program as well, APP. And before we are going with the APP, we need to know the payment method. So payment
Mm.
method is nothing but how we are paying amount to the vendor.
Mm.
So it means we are crediting amount to the vendor bank account, or we are paying through check, or we are paying through cash, or we are transferring through the RTGS or NEFT or SEPA or whatever it is. So how we are making payment to the vendor. So that one simply we call as a payment method. Clear? So
Yeah.
next, so
Yes.
whenever we are making payment to the vendor, the very important, so in SAP we have two options. So one, we are going with the individual payment, and the second one, so we used the APP tool, so the automatic payment program tool. So let's say for example, so in our organization we have 2 lakhs vendors, 3 lakhs vendors. So daily I need to pay 10,000 vendors, 20,000 vendors based on my payment term. So in that case, if I want to make the payment to the 1,000 vendors, 1,500, 2,000 vendors, so I need to post the entry into the system, right? So instead of I maintained 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 entries, maybe there is a chance to forget some of the vendors as well. So in that case, the SAP we have a solution. So we have a APP program usually in the real time projects. So while we are making the payment to the vendors, we need to run this program. So this program itself directly catch by the whatever the outstanding vendor balances, and the program is helpful to make the payment to the vendors as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So again in accounts payable, so it especially the procure to pay cycle, again we need to know these points as well. So there is a purchase order. Before the purchase order, there is a purchase requisition, and after purchase order, and after goods receipt, and after invoice receipt, and after payment to vendor. And is there any advances to vendor as well? And is there any credit memo? And there is a BRS, the bank reconciliation statement. And when it comes to the accounts receivable, again, same cases, there is a sales quotation, sales order, post goods issue, delivery, billing, and payment received from customers and advances from customers, debit note and BRS. So these are all the points we need to know, especially in accounts payable and accounts receivable. We can see this type of things as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So again, I mentioned some of the theory which is related to business partner. Like a business partner is a natural person, organization, which you have a business relationship with the business. So here I mentioned some theory as well. So this material already I shared or not? No. Okay. I will share this material as well. So please go through this material. Okay. And try to understand whatever we discussed in this session.
Okay.
Okay. So same material, whatever I explained here, same material I shared. So please go through that material. Okay. And tomorrow we will start the configuration part. So just
Okay.
today I explained the theoretical part regarding to the business partner and regarding to the accounts payable. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. So,
Okay.
so the remaining session we will continue on tomorrow.
Sure, Gopi. Yeah.
Is it clear,
Yeah,
both
it's
of
clear.
you?
This is this. Yeah, this document is there in our chat window, is it?
Yeah,
You have
yeah,
put it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
I uploaded two documents. I uploaded business partner and as
Mhm.
well as this document as well.
Okay.
Okay. Then tomorrow we will continue on the configuration part.
Sure.
Okay. So
Sure.
thank
Okay.
you for joining today's session. We will connect
Yeah.
tomorrow at 9 p.m.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Gopi. Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Yeah. Good night.